Welcome to Ultimate Wrestling Trivia, the show. Yes, I'm in the middle because I got to keep the peace. Over here, Dashing Derek. The man to my left, don't call him Al Snow, Angelo Stefano. My name is Devon. We appreciate you guys tuning in each and every Tuesday. You made it this far, 10 seconds into the video. Give us a like, a subscribe, a comment. Pass it on to all your wrestling fans and friends and family people. We greatly appreciate it so much. Try to give you some great content each and every Tuesday. Well, the reason I'm sitting in the middle, it's almost like the devil and the angel. We're going to be talking about AEW.
Who's who? Who's the devil and who's the angel?
Well, it's easy to figure this out.
So right away I'm painted as the bad person in this panel here?
We didn't say that.
So
he literally just said that.
he might have said that. AEW, All Elite Wrestling. If you are on the World Wide Web, you kind of know you either love it or you hate it. So we are here to talk about the good, bad, and the ugly. AEW, of course, they have themselves a big pay-per-view, which we're going to dive into in a little bit. May 26th from the MGM Grand Arena in Las Vegas, where we'll talk about Las Vegas is getting some love also from the WWE. The good of AEW, Dashing Derek.
Yeah, I think anybody that says that AEW doesn't tell stories, they're just not being honest with themselves. They do tell stories. I mean, you can look at the ascension of Swerve Strickland. You can look at the story with Jack Perry and the Young Bucks coming back and the EVPs and that storyline. You can go back to the Hangman story arc. You can go back to Wardlow and MJF and the Devil. So anybody that says that AEW doesn't tell stories, they're just not being honest with themselves.
Would you like to rebuttal that, Mr. Stefano?
Well, I actually agree. They do tell stories. They're just not very good. It's like you burning a pizza in the oven and saying, hey, I'm still a cook. Like, yeah, you're just bad at it. You're not good at all.
What was one instance recently that was bad that sticks out in your mind with AEW?
Well, I guess one is, and I'm not trying to pick on Tony Khan, but
Yeah, you are. Come on, be honest.
no, I'm not. I'm just going to be totally honest here. I'm not trying to pick on him, but initially he said he never wanted to be a character.
Okay.
And I had a very hard time believing that would ever stay that way. I'm like, eventually he's going to find his way into something, or someone's going to be like, oh, you know what you could do? You could do this. So then he finally is in the ring, and Jack Perry turns on him, and he takes his first bump, and the whole thing to me looked awful. First of all, the Jack Perry punch was abysmal, and then taking the finisher from the Young Bucks didn't look very good at all either. The only credit I'll give Tony Khan is that when he did go on TV the following day for the NFL draft, at least he had the neck brace, so he was staying with it a little bit there, and so I give him credit for that. But I thought the whole thing was executed poorly. I don't care about the Young Bucks. I don't care that they're heels now, and it's like turning the Mulkey brothers heel and expecting people to.
Oh no! You did not pair the Bucks and the Mulkey brothers.
It would be like expecting the Mulkey brothers to be believable as these killer heels. They're right up there with. It'd be like if the Mulkey brothers turned heel to me. I mean, who cares? Who would buy it?
So we were talking off camera. You said once Tony Khan takes his first bump,
it won't be the end of it.
He broke the cherry.
But I will say, like, when the opportunity presents itself, like you have this story with, CM Punk and Jack Perry, and then you also have the ability to promote yourself on the NFL draft. Like, it all kind of lined up. Plus, like, they're negotiating a TV rights deal, so I applaud them for throwing everything at the wall basically to get that TV deal. I know it does kind of seem like Crash TV, but it was used to get Jack Perry over, basically.
He made a star out of it.
I think so, and then align him with the Young Bucks, who are, in real life are the EVPs, so it makes sense storyline-wise.
So if we are a betting team here, what is the over-under set at that Tony Khan would be in a wrestling match or take another bump maybe this year?
I'm setting the over-under within, I'll say the 5 months.
Within 5 months.
Within 5 months, and I'll take the under. I'll bet you before 5 months, he's in a 6-man tag, an 8-man tag, something along those lines. he took his first bump. He's going to eventually find his way into a match. And it will be awful if they're not careful.
No.
If they're not careful.
So you don't think they could hide anything?
Oh, I think they could. I think it would be fairly easy to just give him a spot or two and keep it at that, keep it simple. But it's AEW. They don't do anything logically or simply. And I can just see people just shaking their heads. I definitely would probably shake my head.
Yeah.
Derek, were you going to take the over?
I'm going to take the over for sure. Like I said, I think the opportunity presented itself for him to get involved in this story, and I think that's going to be it for him. You know, you're probably just going to see him making match announcements. That's what I hope for. Like, I don't want to see Tony Khan get involved in matches or anything like that. And I was fine. Like, I kind of cringed a little bit knowing, like the possibility of him getting involved. But if it's a one-time thing, I'm totally fine with it. And it makes sense for the story of him not being around, and the EVPs are taking over Dynamite. They're showing, you know, Jack Perry and the Young Bucks are doing the entire intro and, you know, booking all the matches and everything. So I'm fine with it for a one-time thing, and I'm going to take the over. Tony Khan's not going to have a match.
I'm also going to set the over-under at Tony Khan going Vince Russo and putting the heavyweight title on himself.
Wow. Bold statement there.
I'll set the over-under at 3 years.
Well, that's the other thing, too, that Tony Khan gets criticized for. Vince Russo has gotten involved in storylines. Eric Bischoff has gotten involved. We saw Dixie Carter go through a table.
Hard to keep those guys away.
Yeah, and of course Vince McMahon, you know, it was a great storyline with Stone Cold and all that. But
and at least Vince looked like he could hurt somebody.
True, yes, but the promoters do get involved. Does it always hit? Does it always make money? No, sometimes it does work. So I'm definitely a wait and see, and like wait to see if this plays out. But
okay, well, I thought this was going to be a little bit more heavy hitting here, but I'm glad we kept the peace for the most part.
I'm a professional. I rise above such challenges.
As always, we would love to hear from you. Comments below. Let us know AEW. You like it? You hate it? What direction is it going in? Are you going to continue to watch? We'll see the good, the bad, and the ugly. Switching gears a little bit. Stefano, do you like peanut butter or jelly?
I use peanut butter to catch mice in my garage. So I guess I'll go with jelly.
All right, there you go. As we said before, AEW's got a pay-per-view coming at the MGM Grand Arena this month. Some of the matches, Willow Nightingale or Nakando, is it Nakando? Is that how you say it? Is going to be facing Mercedes Moné, because as of this taping, we don't know if she's going to lose the title yet. But either way, Mercedes Moné making her debut in AEW.
Her wrestling debut.
Yes. Are we excited about this? Or
thankfully, yeah,
good.
'cause I think,
Good
yeah.
God, no.
No?
Oh, no. Mercedes, I think her strength is definitely in the ring. It's not cutting promos, so I'm definitely looking forward to watching Mercedes in the ring. And like this match, we were talking before about having a story. It has a story with Willow Nightingale of Mercedes getting hurt in her match against Willow, and this is going to be her redemption story.
Yeah, the AEW TBS Championship is on the line. We're assuming Mercedes is going to walk away champion.
Oh, I don't. Not necessarily.
Really?
How
would you book it if you're paying top talent like this? Yeah, if you're Tony Khan.
If you know, I'm still not. Is Mercedes Moné? She's a babyface, correct? Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to tell from her promo because she's kind of arrogant. Anyway, I guess I would maybe try to stretch another match out of it. If they do have chemistry in the ring and it works in the ring, then I definitely try to get a second match out of it, maybe even a third if it works and you think it can draw. Otherwise, I'm sorry. I do not like her as a performer, Mercedes Moné. I'm not interested in seeing her. I don't believe her. I wouldn't put the title on her. No.
Another matchup for the AEW International Championship. It will be on the line as champion Roderick Strong faces arguably the greatest wrestler on the planet today, Will Ospreay, going to be facing off against each other.
Yeah, this one I think is going to be a banger of a match. Roderick Strong is a guy who is super underrated. I've always enjoyed his work in Ring of Honor, and Will Ospreay right now feels like the hottest thing in wrestling, so I'm guaranteed this is going to be like if I want to throw out stars out there, it's going to be at least a 4-star match. But I am a little disappointed that Ospreay, you know, if he does lose this match, he might lose a little bit momentum. But
it would be a very bad thing, I think, to try to pull the rug out from under
yeah,
him.
but then he's got to win the title, though. So then that kind of disappoints me. Like, I want to see him go for the world title.
Be the Booker, Stefano? You putting the belt on Ospreay, it sounds like?
Yeah, I would. I mean, everyone in AEW has some kind of title. So, you can't, if Ospreay's that hot, and he kind of is. I don't think he's as hot, I don't think he's as hot as Derek thinks he is.
Based on the crowd, though.
But like, you definitely don't want to take any momentum at all away from him. So I think that's your meal ticket right now, and you don't cool off your meal ticket.
The AEW Women's World Championship will be on the line as Timeless Toni Storm defends the title against Serena Deeb.
Serena Deeb's another one that's a super underrated worker. I think having Deeb and Thunder Rosa back in the mix, working with a lot of these talents, I think is going to elevate the AEW women's division. But of course, Timeless Toni Storm, she's super over with that crowd. She's not going to lose the title just yet.
I guess, shockingly, I have to agree with Derek.
Hey.
The gimmick with her is fairly interesting, and it's another thing. It's like, she's got momentum to her. You don't want to take it away from her quite yet. I would stick with her, but I wouldn't be shocked if it went the other way, just knowing some of the way Tony does things.
The AEW World Championship, Heavyweight Championship, Swerve Strickland going to be putting the strap on the line against Christian Cage. He's going to have his whole crew there, Kill Switch, Nick Wayne, Mother Wayne, and a crew. Swerve defending the title.
It'll be interesting to see if they put this on last. From what I've heard, the Anarchy in the Arena is probably going to be the main event, and for me, that's not really a good look for your world champion. That kind of shows me that you don't really truly believe in him yet, so I hope that this match goes on last. Christian, I think he's done a great job when he was the TNT champion. He was a great heel, and this is kind of like his reward for it, I guess, but it's probably going to be a solid match, I'm sure. Definitely looking for Swerve to
Well, I feel like
win,
that's
though.
just it. I feel like Swerve, this is a formidable opponent.
Yeah.
You know, Christian Cage can like lead him to a really good match. Not that Swerve needs help at all, but it's very credible.
And once again, though, telling a story with Swerve and Christian, they teamed up back at Wembley. Swerve took the pinfall,
Yes, that's
and
true,
Christian's blaming Swerve for losing that match on top of, you said, with Nick Wayne. Swerve and Nick Wayne had a feud before where Swerve attacked Nick Wayne when he was training. So another story that AEW tells.
AEW World Championship, you're going to keep it on the hands of Swerve Strickland?
I would hope so. Otherwise, he goes down as the worst world champion in the history of any world champion ever, because ever since he won the title, he's just been getting beat down after beat down. Christian is totally believable as someone that could easily take that title off him. And I do kind of like the heat that they've built between him and Christian, but I don't think you can just take the belt off him right away. I would hope not anyway.
We're getting a few texts in from some of our fans here. They want to know if you can do the Prince Nana dance at all. Do you have any interest in doing that for the peeps out there?
Why would I
Swerve, why not try?
if I get paid more money to do it, I'll do it, but I'm not doing that for free.
That's a challenge.
I'm not doing that for free.
Okay, never work for free. And a match that has piqued all of our interest, the Anarchy in the Arena match, the Elite, Okada, Jack Perry, the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson will be taking on Team AEW, which is Bryan Danielson, Eddie Kingston, FTR, Cash, and Dax. Obviously, the name Anarchy in the Arena from years past has been absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, you know, them fighting in the crowd. That one year where they had the Blackpool Combat Club, you know, playing John Moxley's music throughout the entire match, basically. So it's always a wild and fun match. Hence, probably why they'll put that on last, where I think, you know, the crowd is really going to get into it. But you got Bryan in there. Kingston, hopefully he's healthy.
As of this taping, I'm still not sure if they know how severe Kingston's injury
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
So we could be talking about the match supposedly going one way, where maybe Kingston, if he's really injured, and I hope he's not. You don't want anyone to
Right.
be injured. Hopefully he's okay, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a replacement. And this match to me, I don't like things like this.
If you have the pencil, who's getting the dub?
This is what I would do. I would put over the Elite by having the Mulkey brothers run in and help their long-lost brothers, the Young Bucks, help them out.
Okay.
Now you have two new dominant heels in the Mulkey brothers. And
Do we know if the Mulkey brothers are alive? Are they still alive?
I don't know.
We have to go.
Nobody knows who that is.
I would hope so. I would hope they're around somewhere going, hey, man, how come we haven't been booked in a while? Well, here's your shot.
There you go. Well, let us know your thoughts on Double or Nothing. Are you going to watch? Which match are you excited about? Drop it in the comments below. Our friend and colleague, Mike Merck, is in the back. He's got some Ultimate Wrestling trivia for you right now.
Hey wrestling fans, I'm Mike Merck, and if you have a chance, check out the local independent wrestling in your area. You'll be glad you did, especially if you happen to be in the Sheboygan, Wisconsin Cascade Fireman's Picnic on Saturday, August 3rd. Ultimate Wrestling Trivia, teaming up with RPW, Raging Pro Wrestling, to get you a little live pro wrestling with a special 3 p.m. bell time. Today's question is about current AEW superstar Mike Bennett. When he made his ROH debut back when he was just an indie wrestler, he debuted by his manager and his trainer. Who was that person? Was it A, Matt Taven? Was it B, Brutal Bob Evans? Was it C, Rocky Romero? Or D, Truth Martini?
All right, thanks, Superstar Mike Merck. If you know the answer to that trivia, drop it in the comments below. Let us know. You never know. If you comment on there, we might be giving away a prize. All right, as we teased previously, Las Vegas, Sin City, they got to host WrestleMania 41 next year. I know we are a little bummed being from the Midwest. We thought maybe Minnesota might get it, but Las Vegas, you're home for WrestleMania.
Yeah, it should be fun. One thing, bringing it back to AEW, with it being in Las Vegas and how AEW likes to run Double or Nothing in Las Vegas, they pushed the date back for WrestleMania. I believe it's going to be the 19th and 20th. Which it lands on Easter, I believe, too.
Yeah.
But
Easter Sunday.
it'll be interesting to see how AEW reacts to this, with WrestleMania being just a month prior, if they're going to change dates with Double or Nothing or move the location. I know Tony Khan is very big on tradition, and I hope he doesn't move it, but I understand if they do.
Back in your day, you were a fan of the Strip in Las Vegas. Are you liking WrestleMania out there, the party in the party?
Oh, for your guys' sake, I wish it would have been in Minneapolis. I know you guys would have loved to have gone.
We would have brought you with this time.
Oh, now I get to go on vacation.
We
with
could
you
sneak
guys.
you in the trunk, I think.
Yeah, you guys would probably make me drive and pay for all the gas.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Anyway, why not do it in Vegas? It's someplace they've only done it once. What was that? WrestleMania 9, right?
Yep, WrestleMania 9,
And-
then the Camels and Bobby Heenan.
It wasn't the best WrestleMania.
No.
Let's just put it that way. So, and it's not quite the spectacle that WrestleMania is now.
Yeah, because they literally built an arena in the parking lot.
Right.
At Caesars,
right.
actually, yeah. And but I feel like that WrestleMania, I think the talk of the town on the internet is that wasn't a good WrestleMania. I feel like there was some sneakily very good matches on there, including like the Steiners and the Head Shrinkers were on there. I know a lot of people refer to the Undertaker, Giant Gonzalez, but it is what it is. Let us know if you're going to be attending WrestleMania this year in Las Vegas. We would love to hear from you. Always fun. Any final takes on AEW, Mr. Stefano?
I've said my piece. I have a very difficult time watching it, and sometimes I don't make it 10 minutes into the program before I turn it off because I have lost all interest. They have a long, long way to go before they start raising the ratings, rating attendance. God forbid they try to make money. I don't think it's doing very well.
5-year company, basically, AEW. Thoughts on that?
Well, I think for sure they're going to be signing that new that new contract, big fat contract. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be eating crow. One thing I'll say about AEW, though, they do have a public perception problem. I think there is a PR war between WWE and AEW right now, whether people realize it or not. You see like a Bully Ray go on Busted Open and kind of rip on AEW, and it's like, he was just on WrestleMania. Huh, how convenient. You know, you have Ariel Helwani talking to WWE superstars like CM Punk, and they're bashing AEW. You don't think that they don't have like a gripe with AEW at all? So I think there's a public perception problem with AEW, and they need to be better at PR. And I think, like I said, they're going to be signing that big fat deal with WBD, and a lot of people are going to be kind of upset, like Jim Cornette, the Eric Bischoffs of the world, the Stefanos of the world,
and the Mulkey brothers, if they don't,
and the Mulkey brothers.
Shout out to the Mulkey brothers. There you go. That does it for us on this episode of Ultimate Wrestling Trivia, the show. Make sure you check out our pro wrestling tee stores all over social media as well. And hit that subscribe and notification bell, and we will see you next Tuesday. Dashing Derek, Angelo Stefano, I'm Devin. We'll see you. Ultimate Wrestling Trivia.